On problem number 4, I noticed that I have an addition. Remember, whenever we have an addition, you want to be able to make the denominators the same. So you want to be able to factor the denominators. I notice that this is the difference of two squares. X squared is a square, 64 is a square, and there's a minus in between. So I'm going to factor the denominator. Let me bring this down. 8 over x minus 8 plus x over. I'm going to factor this out. Nothing to factor out. I'm just going to do my double parentheses. Factors of x squared will be x and x. Factor of 64 will be 8 and 8. 1 negative, 1 positive. I want to make the denominators the same. So I have an x minus 8 on both. I have an x plus 8 on the right. I need an x plus 8 on the left. And what I do on the denominator, I need to do to the numerator. So now I can just multiply this out. X times 8 will give me 8x. 8 times 8 gives me 64. Over x plus 8, x minus 8. Plus x over x minus 8, x plus 8. And now that I have the same denominators, the denominators are exactly the same. Now I can combine like terms on the numerators. I can go and add the fractions. So 8x plus 1x, let me write it up here. That will give me 9x over x plus 8, x minus 8. Notice that the denominators can just switch in once. And did I forget something? Yes, my plus 64. Now, let's continue to problem number 5. When you first see the problem number 5, it looks pretty difficult. Now, I notice that I have a fraction over two fractions. I want to be able to simplify the denominator first. So I'm going to simplify this out. I want to be able to add both fractions, and remember, just like we did on problem number 4, in order to add two fractions, we need to have the same denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by y. This one will make the same denominator, so I'm going to need an x. I'm going to have y times 1 will give me 1y, or just y, and yx. I'm going to write that now in alphabetical order, xy, plus 2 times x will give me 2x over y times x will give me xy. Now that I have the same denominator, I'm going to add the numerators. Remember, we are adding them, so we cannot combine them because they're not like terms. So therefore, they're just going to end up with 2x plus y over xy. Notice that I did not add them, and notice that also the denominators become 1. I'm just going to carry over my denominator. Now I'm going to transfer my numerator. 6 over x, 6 over x. I'm not going to change my division to a multiplication by taking the reciprocal of my second fraction. Key thing, you want to make sure that you don't take any shortcuts and take the reciprocal of the second fraction. Your first fraction should remain the same. Your second fraction, you're going to take the reciprocal because you change your division to a multiplication. I'm going to have an xy over 2x plus y. Now I can go in and see what cancels. I have an 6 as one of the factors. I have an x as one of the factors, and a y. I have an x as a factor. I cannot separate this as different factors because there's a plus in between. Therefore, this whole thing is a factor. So what cancels? I can cancel one of the x's. You cannot cancel the y's because this is a whole factor. So I have 6 times y will give me 6y over 2x plus y. Problem number 6. On problem number 6, we need to be able to simplify. I notice that I have a division. So I'm dividing two rational expressions. I have a division, so I'm going to change this, my division, to a multiplication by taking the reciprocal of my second fraction. Same thing that we did on problem number 5 when we changed the division to multiplication. The first fraction will stay the same. So let's go and factor as we change it to multiplication. On the first one, x squared minus 5x plus 6. Is there a number that divides 1, 5, and 6? No. Do they all have an x? No. So nothing to factor out. Double parenthesis, x and x. Factors of 6 will be 3 and 2 or 6 and 1. Remember, this is a negative, so 1 negative, 1 positive. So it'll be 6 and 1. I'll make that negative, and that's a positive. Because that gives me positive 1 minus 6 is negative 5. I'm going to factor my denominator. Nothing to factor out. Double parenthesis. Factors of 3x squared will give me 3x and x. Factors of 2 will be 2 and 1, positive and negative. I'm going to take the reciprocal. First, this will go on my denominator. So it'll be a 2. You have to realize that 27 cubed x cubed minus 8 is the difference of 2 cubes. Therefore, your a value will be 3x. Your b value, I'm looking for a number that multiplied by itself 3 times gives you 8, will be 2. Remember, a number that multiplied by itself 3 times gives you 27x cubed will be 3x, because 3x times 3x will give you 9x squared, times 3x will give you 27x cubed. And all of you guys have memorized your formula. That's a minus. Therefore, my formula will have a minus b. Next one will be a squared. That's a negative. The next one will be positive. AB plus b squared. Now I can go and substitute the formula. So I have a minus b be 3x minus 2. A squared will be 3x times 3x will give me 9x squared. AB will be 3x times 2 gives me positive 6x. The last one is b squared, so 2 times 2 gives me 4. Now I can see what cancels. Let's see, x plus 1 cancels, 3x minus 2 cancels. So I just have my x minus 6, we have 9x squared plus 6x plus 4 over 2. Problem number 7.